Hey there, welcome back, or if you're new, welcome to the channel. My name is Rish, and I am League of Clay. Here on this channel, I make all things great and small, and today I am going to be creating Bowser's floating island from the Super Mario movie. Now this video was made a long time ago, actually 4 months ago, but I just haven't uploaded. I've been really busy, just not bothered. But I'm back, and I needed to upload a video, and I thought, no, I'll just drop this one. So just starting off with an XPS foam base. I'm cutting that out with this makeshift knife I made. It's a little strange, but it works. And I cut out the shape of a disc to get the thicker and harder cork base in, so I just stuck like 5 cork coasters together, and then I cut out lesser and lesser sized circles of the XPS foam and stuck them together, and now I'm going with obscure shapes and just adding them on, and I'm going to cut away these right now to get the look of a rocky island. So once I have started getting a proper look for my rocky island, as you can see there, I went with the knife, the scalpel, and I just hacked away, getting that nice rocky texture. And this time I didn't beat it with a rock for the rocky texture because I wanted it to still be a little bit smooth. As you can see here, I'm going with some Mod Podge, and I am slathering it on so I can layer on a top layer of more XPS foam, little offcuts that I got from shaping this, and then going with some watered down PVA glue to set it in place. This is to get that top layer for the rocky island, that base. And now I'm getting out some more XPS foam. This is just a different color, but it's the same material, and I'm going to carve out these protruding spiky rocks that can be seen in his island. So just going ahead and making a triangular prism and then going with some hot glue here, and before I can stick on these rocks, I'm going to cover these rocks with foil to get a solid layer where I can layer on the spiky rocks. So this foil kind of acts like that middle ground between that more raw, start from scratch kind of rocky base, and then I can also draw an outline on this for where the resin and the lava lake is going to go later on in the project, as well as the castle itself. And then the little spots that aren't the lava lake or the castle will be either Bowser's head, or it's going to be the protruding spikes. So just getting a nice layout here with a permanent marker, and that is going to be where the castle is. And then we can go ahead and stick on all of the rocks, so just using hot glue and adding on all of the XPS foam rocks. So with all of my rocks added onto that base, it's time to move on with the project and prime it with some black Mod Podge, which sets everything in place as well as acts as a nice painting primer. So as you can see there, we are now going to move on to the castle, mixing some XPS foam with clay, which will eventually make the castle. So we're starting off with the volcano that the castle is made around, so just kind of doing the same thing we did for the island itself, except it's going to be upside down and it's a volcano this time and not an island. Slight change, but same concept, just hacking away, getting the shape I want, making sure it's smooth, and then I'm going to go with the scalpel again and make all of those divots, scratches, and get that rocky texture. And here I realized that it was too big, so I'm just going to cut that down to size. And here it is creating that little crater where the smoke will puff out of. Looking back on it now, that would have been a really cool addition to the project, but it does not have any smoke coming out of the volcano top. But if you're following along, which I highly doubt you are, but if you are, then add that. I think it would look quite nice. If you have an airbrush, then you can even add all of the colours. So here I have a foil replica of my volcano, which I can then sculpt around because I didn't want the clay to stick to the foam, and I did not want to receive lung cancer from my oven, so I'm just going to be using foil instead of baking XPS foam in the oven, which you should never do. So just going with a strip of clay and getting the shape I want. I did this in a very old video. I think it was a Fortnite video I had made. I don't know if it's still up on the channel or not, but it was just making a wall, and it was probably around 40% of the video. So it's nice to see we've come quite far. Obviously in subscribers and view count we have as well. So that just brings me to the point. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe, share with whoever might enjoy this video, it really helps me out a lot. You're already here, you might as well. So plug out the way and let's keep going. So just going to be adding on the black Mod Podge on the foam volcano, which has been hollowed out and shaped, and the clay has been baked, and here is where I can start seeing it all come together with the castle itself. So just adding everything on and then coating it in Mod Podge to kind of solidify that bond. And then we are going to make the protruding Bowser head that sticks out of his island. Again, another mistake I made, which was not adding horns, so we kind of just have like a not horny Bowser. I don't know. Bowser without horns, a more tame Bowser. Yeah, let's just call him not horny Bowser. I think that sounds fine. If you're too young to get that reference, don't question it. And then we're just here adding on the eyebrows, and then shaping the back of the head itself after it's been baked to kind of get that nice rocky texture that we were doing with the island and the volcano. Drawing a blank there. It's been a long time, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna be straight up with you guys. I didn't think I'd be uploading again. I found myself really busy, and it's unfortunate, and I haven't had time to sculpt either. I had a project, the reverse flash, which I was making and I teased in the last video, but I've made no progress since then, so hopefully I'll be able to get another video up. I have other recordings, my favourite project actually that I've ever made. I still haven't uploaded, it's been a year now, so I should get that one out. That one's easily my favourite to make, favourite to film, best looking one by far. Anyway, we are just adding on the wall now, the walls that connect to the towers on the volcano. So I'm gonna come back after I finish this whole volcano process, just adding it on here, but then I'm going to paint it. Okay, and with the majority of the island and the castle painted, we can start going on to adding the brighter colours. So starting off with this orange in the eyes, and then we are going to coat the foil layer with the orange paint because I'm not entirely sure how the resin will go, and it's just nice to know that it's just there, and it gives me a good guideline as to where I want it all to go and how it's going to look in the final shots, final process of the entire project itself. And a little hint, this resin pour went completely and utterly wrong, which you obviously saw in the title, but you know, it is what it is, I guess, and it's a waste of money, it's a waste of resources, but you live and you learn. Hindsight's 2020. So here we are just adding on the castle, and then we can start dry brushing, I believe. No, that will come later. And here's where I made the mistake. So I'm going with sticky tape and hot glue to try and stop the resin from seeping through, because I didn't have enough hot glue, or I didn't know how to cover it in acrylic to do so for the pour. But here I'm smacking everything with the dry brush, and it looked amazing, I have to say, adding on those final touches. Here we are going with the resin. Trust me, those are correct measurements. I just traced over them because they were see-through. Adding 100 mils of part A and 100 mils of part B into my container, and then I am adding in the inks and the paints, and then I'm going to go ahead and stir it in a second. So these are just the Vallejo game inks, and here it's too yellow, so I'm adding some more dye paint. I think I go ahead with the acrylic paint to make that bubbly kind of not blended colour in the lava. I mean, not that it matters, most of it goes straight through, which was not nice to watch. It's not going to be nice to watch again. But here I can add the orange paint, and here you can start seeing it's more an amber kind of colour, but I think I add more red, and then we're going to add the black kind of ash smoky thing on top. Here you can see it's dripping through. When I'm pouring in the resin, it is dripping, pouring out, and I had to switch to an alternative in the end after I waited a day to see the horrific sight that it was. So here I'm mixing in some UV resin with some of the inks and paints, and then I'm being very careful and applying this very softly, and then curing it with the UV light and adding in the black paints just when it's semi-cured to kind of get, again, that non-blended look, but that ashy kind of blackish rock texture-y look thing in the lava. So just kind of swirling it a bit with my silicone scoop, I guess you would call it, and then I'll go ahead and hit it with the UV light in just a second. And with all of the UV resin processes complete, including curing and swirling and layering, we can move on to more UV resin processes, including the layering, curing and swirling. So just going with the same color and the blacks to get the swirls in, I'm going to use some Armature Wire to support it so that I can then add on the UV resin and completely stick it on and cure it on. And these are lava rivers that are flowing out of the edges of the island, and then it's going to be cured, and these are going to suspend the island in the air, so I don't need that disgusting and awful looking amateur circle frame thing coming out of the bottom. And this really solved the entire floating island look and not just an island, and I'm really happy with how this project turned out. I'm sorry for not uploading so often, and I'm going to try and work on that. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Hopefully there will be another one sometime, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time.